Hello everybody, I hope you all had a great weekend. Welcome back to another weekly market review for F45 trading. We are discussing December 7th to the 11th. So right off the hop here, we obviously saw a big decline in US dollar last week. Came in and hit the level that I was looking at absolutely brilliantly. And actually went a little bit more than what I thought it was going to give us. So nice to see some downward momentum after this big range 3 months of consolidation here. So we finally had that breakout. Hopefully we're going to get some continuation. I'd love to see if we could make a break for down underneath here. However, with this big run lower here, I wouldn't be surprised if we saw a little bit of a bounce higher. They may not want to come all the way back up to this low here or possibly this low there. But we could certainly try to encroach on it. And I would imagine in any case this week we'll probably see a little bit of a retracement. However, if we start breaking below last week's Friday low there, that may not be the case. They could just continue to take this down again. So watch the next level, which is the 90.25 level that I have on the downside. That's my target for the week. If we have another big smash of a week, we could probably exceed that and then some. And then we'll be back into this consolidation area. And now watch this consolidation area. In here, I'm on the weekly, of course, on the US dollar, and if we start breaking below and really getting through the middle of this range in here, then I think it's going to be a lock, and we'll probably see them try to dump and get underneath this low here before the end of the year. That could be stretching it a little bit. Again, we are going into holiday trading, which means, a lot of the big money should be on the sidelines. However, again, it was a consolidated past 3 months, and there could be some money that's itching and ready to get moving, and they could be one of those Decembers where they could be moving markets in a big way. So we'll wait to see what happens here. I'm not going to discount any side of the market, whether it's active or quiet. We'll just kind of have to wait and see what it gives us. We'll make our plans, and if that plan fails, then obviously we'll have to relook at the numbers and see what's happening. But for now, this will be my downside target. And if we get through there, I'll be looking at halfway through this range on the consolidation. And I think if we get down there, then like I say, we could probably see this low here. Now, if we just look real quick on the week, it's a relatively quiet week, with the exception of the the Canadian dollar and the euro, which both have monetary policy rate statements coming out. And both looks like they're holding fast at 0.25% for the Canadian dollar, and obviously, zero interest rates for the euro, which, I don't know where they're going to go past that. But other than that, pretty quiet. So again, just kind of midweek here, we've got a euro holiday on Tuesday, and then Canadian rate statement, and then Thursday is the euro rate statement, and then we've got some medium impact US dollar news, and then some more to finish up on Friday. So not a whole lot of news drivers for the US dollar-led stuff, but we will see it in the euro and in Canadian dollar, of course. Now, and that's kind of why I was thinking as well, too, maybe we'll see a little bit of a retracement, because if we go over to euro, look at the move we had on euro. I hit the level I was looking at brilliantly last week, 121.60, and it actually gave us a little bit more. I think it was 121.76 on my chart here, so depending on what your broker gave you. Nonetheless, 121.60 was what I was looking for, and hit that absolutely perfect. So hopefully some of you guys got that in the bank, and they can't take that away from you. And next week's another week. So now that that major objective has been achieved, again, it could be that the money has just been sitting on the sidelines for so long, for 3 months waiting for the election, that nobody cares if it's going to be the holidays, and they're just going to keep smashing price higher. Again, if that's the case, then Friday's high is just going to be a speed bump, and we should see price continue rate higher, and we'll see possibly this high run out this month. But like I say, we hit a major level. I would expect them to roll over a little bit and possibly try to retest this old high back in here. So watch that area for some sensitivity, and we could get something like that happen. So we'll see what happens there. But again, pretty strong price action. We had 2 weeks pretty straight up. We are getting to holidays, price could weaken, so that's what we could expect there. But like I say, price has been sidelined for a couple of months, so people could be itching to get in there and just making money again, and so we may not see much of a retracement at all. But watch those levels that I mentioned on EurUsd, and to the upside especially. Like I say, I think Friday's high could be a speed bump. And I'd like to see price, if we could get back, you see where all these bodies of the candles in here kind of finish off. I'd like to see if we could get up to that 2280 level on the charts. So that's about 150, just shy of 150 pips from where we're currently at. That would be a nice target on the week, I believe. But we'll wait and see. I wouldn't be pulling any triggers. And again, keep in mind that Euro monetary policy statement is looming on Thursday. So what they could do on Euro is they could just kind of keep this thing trading in a range until that interest rate on Thursday and then expand price. So just kind of watch and see what's Monday, how that one opens up. Keeping in mind there is a bank holiday for the Euro on Tuesday. So this pair could be quiet, which may allow GBP to rally a bit more, which again, another major upside target hit. So we've got that there, of course, and this was my target for the week here. Last week we got that last Thursday. Price sank in and then skyrocketed on Friday and then came right back into the range again. So nice to see, great uptrend on GbpUsd. After price put in these highs here, this was my target a couple of weeks ago, and they really did not want to come back down into this level here, once or twice in this range here from last week, but that's about it. They kept price pretty strong, but they really moved Euro. So if you look at these two, you look at GBP, it's just kind of nicely chopping up. EurUsd, really it was chopping sideways, and then the last 2 weeks it expanded to the upside, whereas GBP was just kind of a nice expansion the whole way up. So again, watch EurUsd interest rate decision this week. They could consolidate it until Thursday and then expand it, or they could just get moving right away. I am looking for higher prices on Euro. GBP, USD, it's got to go out to a weekly here to get the news on this guy here. So again, hit a major level in here. Next level I'd be looking at on Euro GBP would be this guy right here, a return up to 137. Yeah, I could call it 137.10, 13700 anyway to the upside. We're currently trading at 134.25, so definitely a couple hundred pips range to the upside possible before the end of the year for GbpUsd. So watch for that. Could be some nice moving markets in this pair here, so just keep your eye on this. What I don't want to see though happen is I don't want to see them come back down and really take out these lows. If we do get a return down on the daily, so I'm going to drag this down here. See that low there, that low there. I'm just going to extend that out, and we'll get rid of this guy here. And we don't need that anymore, and this high was taken out, so that's all done there. Watch this level down here. What they could do to throw all the longs off is come down and quickly sweep below that low there, and then shoot price higher. So if I see price come down here and on the daily, what I don't want to see is price close lower than here on the daily. If it does close lower on the daily, then we could be in for something else, and we may see lower prices on GbpUsd. But if we come down here and drop real quickly and then quickly come back up and the daily does not close below these lows here, that could be a stop run to the downside, and then we could see them dogpiling in on the longs. And then, like I say, I'd be looking for this level here. So I'm going to watch for that, but because this thing has been so bullish, they may not want to come back down much at all. And, this little chop in here while they were allowing EurUsd to do this could be done. Now that EurUsd has made that major upside target, they could place EurUsd in consolidation, as I said, possibly because we have that rate decision coming up in a few days. And they could allow GbpUsd to really stretch its legs. So keep your eye on that. And one of the other reasons why I'm thinking that that higher prices could happen, again, we could see something like this. This would be ideal if we saw a real quick drop and then a nice shot higher up into this level here. Look at this. So I drew this out last week, and I said to you guys, as price was trading in here, I said we popped up above, didn't get above this high here. We have this nice trend line all the way down. So everybody's banking that price should shoot up into here and then continue lower. And I said I drew this, and you can go back to last Sunday, I believe is when I drew this, or last Monday. I had the video out a little bit late last week. But I said I would be expecting a move to the upside, a very strong move to the upside, and at least sweeping above these highs here. And I drew this out. It's kind of funny. That actually coincidentally, I think panned out to be almost exactly where I drew that in, but nonetheless, big return up. And this was that movement on EurUSD, how they allowed that big expansion on EurUSD. See this big expansion here. Euro GBP, that was where that expansion came in. Big expansion up into here, and then they started moving this lower. So then GbpUsd could have a couple of big days towards the end of last week, and take out the highs. So again, we're starting to see them pull back a little bit as this moves down, and what they could possibly be doing is wanting to shoot below these lows here. And if they do that, what that is going to do is allow GbpUsd to really start moving to the downside. So, or excuse me, I said that wrong. If Euro GBP starts moving to the downside, it will really allow GbpUsd to really start moving to the upside, and where we could see that big range target above. So that's kind of why I was sort of thinking that GbpUsd could be a little bit better, but I'll let you guys gauge it. Watch these levels in here. We may not ever get down there, again. So don't don't lose heart if that doesn't, these lows don't get run out. But just keep that in mind. Big run up in here. They ran those highs. They could cool it off, bring it all the way down, and then shoot it straight higher again. And then we should see Euro GBP really getting smashed to the downside, and that will be your cue. If we start trading below this candle right here, then sorry, this chart's a little bit messy. But if we get below this candle here, that'll be your cue on GbpUsd to get long, and away you go. Okay. That's all I've got for those guys there. UsCad had a big smash of a week. This was my target on the downside for last week there. Again, target achieved. Absolutely brilliant. Again, we could, if we see them really start dropping this thing, our next target is going to be possibly these lows down here. This could be a ways off yet, but we have, we've got 1, 2, 3 higher highs, or 3 higher lows there, and they did not do a stop run on any of those 3. So this next leg down in price could be the one that takes all of those guys out. So that could be very long term. I'm not saying that's going to happen in a week or two on UsCad, but that could be where it's going, especially if US dollar gets the green light to drop even further. But had a nice sell-off on UsCad. Again, they could big sell-off, and they could come back up and try to retest this low back in here. So just be careful of that. Any short sellers on UsCad, they could definitely want to come back up and give some of this range back and then roll over. So if you are short on UsCad, hopefully you took your profits, the majority of your profits down here, and your stop is at break even or better, because they could retrace a little bit this week. So just kind of watch out for that. And again, don't forget, UsCad does have an interest rate decision coming up on Wednesday, so just watch out for that. We could see some inerrant price action that could take you out on any trades on this guy, so you may want to wait until after this week to trade UsCad. Aussie, finally, again, another one that hit the level that I was looking at, so let's zoom in on this guy a little bit. Let me take off the data divider so you can see that old high right there, and that was the target on the week for last week. We got that easily, pushed up in last Wednesday, actually got the high, and then Thursday, Friday closed above, which is nice to see. Did not want to come back down into this range here after they traded through those highs. They kept it sideways and then expanded for a couple of days to take out this old high here. Now, going forward, again, still more upside targets. This old high right here, and I'll put a price tag on this, just so we got a pretty close level. 75.20 on the upside, I think, could be an easy target for Aussie to get up into. So we'll see what they want to do there. But again, nice expansion, same as Euro. They could want to bring this back down a little bit. Could be a little bit of weakness going into Aussie to start off the week, and then we'll see kind of how the week pans out. But I'd like to see this thing 100 pips or so plus up into the screen hour area to close off this week. So we'll see if that pans out. And that is it for Forex. Real quickly, crude oil. Still don't like this just because of the the false pretense that it's being led up to. It's only going higher because of the potential vaccines coming out. So just watch out for this. They could smash this thing down at any time. This could be the stop run, though. Maybe I'm wrong, and they don't want to come back down. But nonetheless, I'm still not bullish crude yet. It's not the time of the year yet to be bullish on crude. when that time does come, I will switch stance and we'll see how things line up, and then I'll have a better report for you guys on crude oil. Gold, everybody wants to be talking about gold. Had a big surge last week. Now is going to be the test. And now is going to be the test whether we see if gold wants to make new highs up to up above this old high back in here after it made the high of the year, or if this is the resistance and we're going to see another leg lower on gold. This is what's going to this is where we're going to find out. So if gold is going to stay bullish, we got to stay above this candle right there. If we come back down, retest, and then go higher, we should see US dollar dropping. However, if US dollar does start coming back up a little bit, it could sink gold. But again, watch this level here. Don't want to see gold come back and hit this low. I'd like to see if this was the low on the year and then they start to make higher highs. We'll see if that happens, folks. Gold and silver and the metals typically get to be fairly bullish this time of year going into first quarter, so just keep your eye on that. We had a nice sweep below these lows in here, and I said I did not want to see price go down into this range here, and if it did, we were going to try to target these lows here. We did not get that, had a nice reversal, and I talked about this last week as well. I want to see gold higher, but again, this week will be the test, so we'll see what we get. We could see them come back down, as I say, retest this area, possibly getting below this low here from last Wednesday of last week. So just keep your eye on that. We could possibly come down and sweep below that low there. But what I don't want to see, like I say, and I'll change this color maybe. So if this price on gold goes below this level in here, then I think we're going to probably make another leg lower, and then we can look at some of these areas down here for targets. So watch this area right there on gold. We could, however, come down, sweep below this low, find some support in that area, and then possibly try to go higher. That's what I'm looking to see. I'd like to see this happen, but if it doesn't, like I say, you got to be prepared. If it goes through this level here, then we've got a target here, which is this old low, another target here, and then all the way down here for those equal lows, as I mentioned before on the weekly. Okay, so just watch out for that. And that's about all I've got for you guys. I am going to let you in on a little secret. I, as always, every quarter, or before every quarter, I typically try to do it, will come up with some commodity videos. And in those videos, I discuss nothing but commodities and futures and discuss the possible opportunities for that quarter. These are typically swing trades that I recommend, not day trades or anything like that, but swing trades. So if you are looking at getting into those markets, if you are looking to take advantage, because these markets are very, very hot right now as well, the commodity markets are really firing up, and there are definitely going to be a couple of movers going into next quarter. And, you know, no rush on it or anything like that, but I'm doing a video to discuss the potential opportunities that may lie in those markets for the first quarter. If you are interested in something like that, normally I reserve those to only my members of my group. And so you'd have to be a member, you come in, and then you would get those videos, analysis, and recommendations from me. If you are not a member, but you would like to have a look at a commodity video that discusses some in-depth analysis on these markets, and specifically the markets that I think are going to be poised to move higher in the first quarter, then just send me a message. Go into my Twitter at F45 Trading and just shoot me a DM and say, I'm interested in a commodity video. I'd like to see that. I'd be more than happy to send that your way, and we can discuss details if you are interested from there. But other than that, folks, I'm going to wrap this up. And for all my members, I will see you in the chat room tomorrow. And everybody else, I will talk to you again this time next week. Thanks for watching. And again, please like this, give it a thumbs up if this helped you out. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. Really appreciate that. And share this out, guys. I don't ask you for payment for this or take any other fees or anything. But the fee is, please, if you could just send this on to your network, to your group, share this out, show your friends, tell your family, you know, it would really help me out. I would appreciate that. Thanks for watching. Have a great week, everybody.